ruthless aggression.
I forgot to tell you.
Alive! And who is your favorite wrestler of all time? Triple H! Mr. Paul, 18-year odyssey has culminated. Kurt Angle, yes! Your new general manager, Theodore Long!
The cement friends! You tell your Mexican family that they better stay
the
in
new drink
Mexico!
all over the streets, man. Look for the yellow jacket all over the green can. Man, it'll pump adrenaline like a giant machine, man. Like anything else, that's just obscene, man. Need a pill, routine, man. It'll blast like a fire with gasoline, man. Make sure the simple citrus is up in your hand. 10 times the energy of any heavy metal band.
Hey guys, it's Levi and Kyle to bring you the hottest review of the year. It's WWE Originals.
Here we are, and no, this is not the Royal Rumble 2004 review. This is, as aforementioned, WWE Originals. And yeah, why are we doing this? Well, honestly, because Jake's kind of busy, and so we just wanted to get something out to you guys. You ever read a book and there's the prologue written by, the author's friend or something, and you're like, should I read this? Is this an important part of the story? It's not that long. Is it? Should I? You know what? I'll leave that up to you. This is the prologue to season 3 of the Ruthless Pod.
There you go.
And it's full of extra juicy tidbits.
Are you familiar with this album at all?
I remember as a kid this album coming out, and I remember them hyping it up like on SmackDown and stuff. Because wouldn't they run like little vignettes in between? Or am I just imagining this?
No, yeah, they did.
I was about to say, I distinctly remember it because it just didn't really look that appealing to me personally. Just seeing these wrestlers awkwardly in the studio singing a song. But I was like, oh well, and I never really touched it. The only reason I'm aware of it nowadays is because it has John Cena's Thugonomics theme on it, and it's on my playlist, so I see it randomly. You'll see the cover.
The funny thing is, I'm on the opposite end of the spectrum, whereas when I saw that, I think I saw it in like a gas station, like randomly in January of 04, and I was like, oh, what is that? That's really cool.
You dig it?
And just, I was just entering into my obsessive wrestling fandom. I was pretty into it prior to, like, I loved wrestling, but now I'm just like, if it's got WWE on it, I need it. I never got this album, and I never listened to it until, in my 20s. But, man, I think I was spared in some way,
Honestly, though.
This is probably the worst album in wrestling history, maybe?
Maybe. I haven't listened to too many wrestling albums, so I couldn't comment on the others.
I need a Kyle hot take right now. I need to know where you rank WWE Originals and Kevin Federline's 2007 album.
Oh, yeah.
Go.
Originals tops that by a large margin.
I was not expecting that answer.
Kevin Federline.
I can't say I've listened to that one.
I think I've listened to bits of it, and this was out of nowhere. I remembered Kevin Federline, and I was like, oh yeah, he did WWE stuff for a bit. That was weird. And I went and looked up, what's he doing now? Oh, he made a crappy album that Britney Spears basically financed. It flopped hard, and he hasn't done much since. Okay.
Maybe when we get to John Cena versus Kevin Federline in the Ruthless Timeline, we can take a look back at K-Fed's album.
K-Fed. Good God.
What's it called? Like Playing with Fire or something?
Something like that. Something to try to sound cool.
Oh my gosh.
It's like,
I feel like we all know a K-Fed. So just a little history behind this album. There's not much known, like, why this came to be. You know, Jim Johnston, was he just sitting around saying, you know what, let's get them wrestlers singing? So I can't tell you much in that regard, but the reception of this is something to be remarked on. This album reached number 12 on the Billboard 200. Which you gotta think. You gotta think that's based on record sales alone. Which, you know, you can make anything look good if you put enough bells and whistles behind it and say, hey, buy that. So I'm thinking that's what happened. Because as we'll get to towards the end of the show, we're going to read some reviews from the time. But, yeah, I think a lot of people were deceived here, and that's what got this such a high number.
Which is weird, because, like, retrospectively, I remember at this point in history being kind of like, I don't know if this has been marked by anyone, but it just seems like CDs, like albums from WWE, were just at their peak. But before this, it's all just like theme albums, you know, because I know that they did the Anthology series, which is a huge success. And then I think the Music Volume whatever, you know, the one where that kid's like laying on the pavement, like reaching for a CD. But yeah, like CDs for WWE is hot, and so I'm just gonna assume this is like Vince, you know, it's like we're well after WCW's buyout. WWE is established as like this big company, and he wants to expand, and so he's like, well, we're already doing good with CDs. Let's make more of them. Because then after that, he got into movies, and then trying to get into TV and all this other crap. So I don't know. Maybe it's like the first of his WWE weird Disney-esque expansion.
He's like, you know.
That's what I think, anyways.
I've done this before. Stand back. There's a hurricane coming through. If I can get up there and sing Stand Back, my hit record off the Pile Driver album in the 80s, then you can sing too, Trish Stratus.
I think that's how.
He's trying to like big shot him, be like, I was on an album and you're telling me you can't, Rikishi. Well, I just don't understand the lyrics. I mean, put a little ass on it.
You think Rikishi actually put some thought into it?
I'm sure they all put some thought into it before they're like, well, it's a paycheck, you know?
Rikishi strikes me as the guy that says, how much does it pay? And if it pays enough, he does whatever is presented. And I feel like this pours out into his track here.
Yeah.
But before we get into this, I have 5 different categories that I've put each song into, which range from good songs, racist songs, songs trying to be good but are bad, just outright bad songs, and songs that, when viewed differently, are good.
It seems like an interesting assortment.
So as we go through, I will reveal which falls under what. Are you ready to get rocking and rolling in the WWE Originals?
As Stone Cold Steve Austin would say, "Ooh yeah, brother." Isn't that a wrestler?
As Stone Cold Steve Austin would say, "Where's the beer?"
Steve Austin would say, "Where's my beer, Jim Johnson? I'm an alcoholic."
Hey, Steve. Welcome to the studio. Glad to have you here today.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here. You got everything ready, right?
I get everything just like we spoke on the phone.
No,
well, just like you told me.
Where's the beer?
You didn't mention beer.
I specifically mentioned beer. How do you expect me to record a record without no beer?
Okay. Sorry. My mistake. I'll get some beer.
Hey, it could happen to anybody, okay?
Maybe
I should be so hard on you. It's kind of early in the morning.
It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, Steve.
What are you saying?
No, just what? Hey, let's listen to the track. I think you're going to be happy.
Good, man. I'm looking forward to it. It's hard and heavy, right?
Hard and heavy, but kind of going for the sensitive side of Steve Austin, and just take a listen. See what you think.
Sensitive side?
Well, just take a listen.
All right, I'll take a listen. But I told you hard and heavy.
It's really hard and heavy.
Okay.
Very hard and heavy.
Get it.
What do you think? Good, huh?
Good. You're kidding me, right?
No.
Man, I told you hard and heavy. I told you rock and roll.
Steve, that
wasn't rock and roll.
It's just a different look at Stone Cold Steve Austin. Broaden your character, you know.
It's just a different look at Stone Cold Steve. I'm not looking for a different look at Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Okay,
I told you what I wanted. Okay. That's not what I wanted. Clearly, that's not what I wanted.
Sorry. What would make it more to your liking?
You want me to show you something?
Yeah.
Which guitar can I use?
The 6-string acoustic guitar that's leaning right next to you there on the guitar stand.
Jim, an acoustic guitar has no place on this track.
Well, if you play it hard, sometimes, it's amazing the depth you can get out of an acoustic.
So now you're going to tell me, Stone Cold Steve Austin, how to play an acoustic guitar. And if I play it harder, if I twang the strings harder, that's going to make it sound more rock and roll, more violent?
Yeah. Why don't you just pick up the guitar and see what you think?
Okay. Let me pick up the acoustic guitar and see what happens. Did you see the way my foot went right through the strings and crashed in the whole guitar?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I saw that.
I'm sorry, but it's just so funny. But you know what? Look at this one, Jim. I mean, it's an antique. Now you can go buy a new one. Why are you going to sit and play this old polish when you go buy a brand new one?
It's a good point.
Charge it to Vince.
Well, basically, like, all these skits are kind of framed the same way. It's just Steve Austin coming in the studio to record his song, which, spoiler alert, never happens, sadly. And it's just him going back and forth with Jim Johnston and just being like,
Jim, you big stupid idiot, why aren't you got your crap together?
And the first one is, where's the beer, right?
Correct.
Yeah, it's basically just like,
Hey there, Jim, it's nice to see you. So, where's my beer? You're supposed to have me some beer, boy, get that guy.
And he's like, oh, Steve, I'm sorry. Here's you 1 can of alcohol beer.
1 can of alcohol? I require at least 2 to crack them together.
This just goes on throughout the album, and of course we'll deep dive into all the skits. But here we starting out, where's the beer? You guys have heard me say before, I believe in our Judgment Day review, and just throughout Season 2, that Stone Cold in this role is Looney Tunes. I was actually watching a Looney Tunes cartoon the other night, because it just kind of popped up in my YouTube recommendations. And it was a cartoon about this lion. They said, it was like, oh, lions, they live to 10 years old, and a lion was celebrating his 10th birthday. And the whole episode, this buzzard is trying to eat him. He's like, no, you're not going to eat me. I'm going to hide from you. And he ends up hiding for like 50 years or something. And he's like, you know what? This isn't worth it. Just eat me now. And he's like, the buzzard's all old and decrepit. The lion's old and decrepit. The buzzard says, oh, sorry, I can only eat marshmallows now. Because he's all old. And so, there's like there's a punchline. There's always like, it's always going to go in a direction you don't think it's going to go. But with Stone Cold, it's just a lot more obvious. And it's just like, oh, yep. Kind of look at your watch. All right, let's get to the punchline. Come on. So that's just Stone Cold in this role.
Yeah, it's really weird because, like, I know we've kind of discussed it, how Stone Cold Steve Austin, since retiring from the ring, he's like kept a constant presence, but it's never really led to anything. He's just kind of become like a figurehead mascot kind of for WWE, and this album kind of accentuates that. Like, he doesn't really have any purpose other than just to be like,
hey, look, I'm Stone Cold Steve Austin. You like Stone Cold, right? You want to buy this album because I'm on a TV.
Exactly. He's just trying to make some money, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, it's to give him credit, the little skits and stuff, they are funny, but they don't really do much in the end.
Do you think this propelled like his acting career in any way? Because he was in The Longest Yard not too long after this.
No,
he went on to go and say, or he went on to call Nelly the N-word.
Oh God! But I mean, to be fair, like that, he was good in that role, though that was very uncomfortable to watch.
Yes.
No, this is not propel his acting career forward. I really doubt Hollywood was listening to WWE originals, going, "We got to sign this beer guy."
Well, all right, let's get into the next track.
We had enough of the what you coulda, the what you woulda, the what you shoulda done to avoid the unbeatable, dodge the undefeatable too. We had enough of the what you coulda, the what you woulda, the what you shoulda done to avoid avoid the unbeatable. Dogs are undefeatable too. We had enough. And we're prepared for war, prepared for the toe-to-toe, so let's go. Prepared for the head-to-head, enough said. We about to put these little punks to bed. One slap, kick ass, fucking clap for. These little punks ain't ready for war. These little bitches ain't ready to ride. And it's nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Lights out, one tag, two tag, kaboom. Let them feel the pain, don't count them out too soon. Let them hit the mat to pick them up on two. Suffer, pain, hurt, you're through, over, done. Body count tally, last call, move on, 3D.
Here we have We've Had Enough by the Dudley Boys.
Dudley Men. This track, I feel like, is probably about the best they could have opened with. The thing is, overall, it's not bad. It's coherent, it pushes across the Dudley Boys, like their attitude, like the whole song is basically just about them kicking your ass. And it's like they're kind of doing like that angry rap, you know, where it's like they're not rapping smooth, but it works. They're like, we had enough of the what you gotta, the what you shoulda, the what you woulda done. You know, it's like, it's not, like, when you sit there and analyze it, it's not great, but it's enough, because they have enough. Oh!
Sure, it's good for them, in a way, but there's something about it. Half of me says, this is serviceable, this is fine, and then the other half is like, no, this is bad, and why are the Dudley Boys singing? Which, I guess they're not singing, they're rapping, whatever.
Yeah, they're rapping loosely. It's like, here, I got some lyrics for you.
Oh,
It's
I'm
like,
ready.
oh, testify, we're prepared for war, prepared to go toe-to-toe, so let's go, prepared for head-to-head, enough said, about to put these little punks to bed. One slap, kick ass, bitch slap four, these little punks ain't ready for war. It's like, literally, just that's all it is, just them yelling at you about how they want to beat you around and stuff.
And this song, like all rap songs on this album, and the vast majority of unprepared rap songs, fall victim to the stretching of a
word.
So it's like, these little punks, and, you know, it's just like you can tell, like, this is not well thought out.
No. It's like you could totally get the vibe that they probably had some conversations and back and forth about the lyrics, and they brought him in just for like an hour or 2 hour session while they were like between going to another show just to record these, you know? It doesn't
Right.
feel like these are super high quality lyrical masterpieces here.
Right, did you catch the New Jack reference, by the way, towards the end?
I was just about to bring that up because I had to go look at the lyrics. I'm like, what is he talking about, New Jack? It's like, now you're looking like New Jack, flabby and sick, trying to player hate on our sheet, yo. I'm like, good God. And the thing is, I've recently watched the Dark Side of the Ring about New Jack, and it's like, I wouldn't want to be getting on his bad side anytime soon. He'll probably kill you. So I'm just wondering, like, what is that lyric about?
You know, Blubber Ray's got a lot of nerve calling somebody flabby. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, for real. Honestly, yeah. Do they have like some sort of like weird ECW heat or something?
Maybe. Like, I have no idea. That's the real story here, that this is a New Jack diss track.
Yeah, the only thing I did a Google real quick, just like typed in New Jack, because I think it's specifically Devon that says this part. And so I just like Googled, you know, New Jack, Devon Dudley. And the only kind of friction I've ever really seen between them is just that New Jack said that he feels like the Dudleys ripped him and that Mustafa guy he was with, the Gangstas, they ripped them off because they both would come out in like full camo gear. And then whenever they went to WWF, they were tie-dye for a while, but nobody liked it. And so they switched to full camo gear, and then they became successful.
That's just silly.
I mean, yeah, it's silly, but I don't really see that's enough for a diss track. I don't know.
Dude, I've had enough of the what you could have, the what you would have. So,
What you should have done.
what's your verdict? Thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in between?
Oh, man, it feels unfair to rate these, because it's like, you have to rate these on a different scale. Because it's like, you know, going in, a WWE original album like this, it's not going to be good. But, I don't know, I guess, like, it's fine. It does the job enough. I guess thumbs middle. There's certainly a lot worse in this album, but I can't really say it's good.
You know, I have to follow my heart of hearts here.
Far to farce.
And under the categories that I have listed, I don't think it's a bad song. I don't.
for sure.
It kind of goes into the songs that, when viewed differently, are good territory.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because you can kind of see it like on a, I don't know, like maybe like a WWE musical episode. You know,
Yeah, like if this song was used like as a wrestling theme, to where it's like, you know, you're excited to see him come out, when you hear it, you don't really analyze it. You're just like, oh, that's the song that plays, cool. And then eventually you start listening to lyrics and go, oh, these suck, but it's my jam because I like this theme song. It will probably be like considered better. But
Right.
since it's an original song, it's not a theme. It's kind of eh.
so I think it gets into territory of songs that, when viewed differently, are good, but also a little racist. I'm not gonna lie, because the theme,
How so?
the theme on this album is, hey, we got a black guy. Let's make him sing a rap song. They like rap songs.
Mm-hmm.
So it just makes me a little uncomfortable. It's like that's what you put forth. Like, first of all, why you got to bring the Dudley Boys on this album? Like, you know, you think of. I feel like this album was made for someone like a Jeff Hardy in mind, but he was out of the company at this point, and so
Have they already done that WWE rap album at this point?
oh yeah, WWF Aggression.
Maybe that's why they're just kind of pushing a bit more rap, just because like that's what's worked for them in the past, but they wanted to have more people, so
Yeah,
they just have I don't know. I guess I'm just trying to make some sense of this.
I'm not going to overtly accuse this song of racism by any means, but it gives me those vibes.
No, I get it. You're just saying like, oh, ethnic people seem to be kind of rapping in this. Like if you have brown skin in any way, you're going to be in a rap song.
Right.
No,
Yeah.
I see that too. I was kind of thinking it because like him, Booker, Ray, all have raps.
Why is that? We'll get more into that as we go. But yeah, that's kind of where the song lies. It's harmless, you know, for the most part, unless you're New Jack. But on to the next one, I suppose.
Hi. Sorry to call so late. I was missing you and I just wanted to talk. Maybe we can talk tomorrow.
Make up your mind. Don't you want me like I wanna feel that touch that haunts me every night. It felt so right. I just want you. You know I just want you. There's no hiding. I just want you. Do you want me? So far away. Another night alone.
It's I Just Want You by Trish Stratus.
I just want you. There's nothing night.
It's to give you a taste of what it sounds like.
Wow, that was good. Keep going.
I just want you. Look at my butt cheeks.
I like these lyrics.
So yeah, Trish Stratus here with a little love ballad. She gets voicemail, so whoever she's calling, you think it's Chris Jericho?
I don't know.
He didn't pick up the phone, so she's like, hey, you know, like, hey, baby, I miss you. A little kiss me to the phone action.
Get back to the phone.
So, give us your rundown, Kyle. What's this song about?
Basically just this lady who just is like, oh man, I'm so
Hey,
alone.
not just any lady.
Trish
This is
Stratus.
Trish Stratus.
It's just basically just like a song where she's like, oh, I'm away and it's nighttime and I miss you. And that's more or less it. Like, there's really not much substance to this. Like, all these songs are very surface level. It's like, oh, a lady, she's pretty. Let's give her a song about love. There you go. She likes that stuff.
This song reminds me a lot of Someday We'll Know by Mandy Moore. Because it follows the structure of, the chorus says, I just want you, there's no denying. I just want you, there's no hiding. I just want you, do you want me?
You want me?
So it kind of follows like, you know, laying out thoughts in a linear pattern and then kind of flipping it with a question at the end. And here's a little clip of that song that I ever mentioned.
Someday we'll know if love can move a mountain. Someday we'll know why the sky is blue. Someday we'll know why I wasn't meant for you.
Where it says, someday we'll know if love can move a mountain. Someday we'll know why the sky is blue. Someday we'll know why I wasn't meant for you. So it takes a lot of these big events of like, oh, we'll just never know, but one day we will, and one day we'll know why I wasn't meant for you. Oh, baby. Exactly. So it kind of follows that pattern there. But here's the thing, Trish Stratus, right?
Yeah.
I think they're trying to paint her, not just here, but like on TV, as kind of the girl next door. Just like, oh yeah, you could.
Yeah,
get with
definitely.
Her. You could get with her, right? You know, and this song kind of perpetuates that in the sense of like, oh, you know, I have all these things. I got, you know, money, success. I just want you. You know, there's really no denying that.
Yeah, weird sweaty wrestling fan listening to this album.
I just, you know, I hope you reciprocate my love.
I don't know why, but this song, it makes me think of that one picture that's on the internet, just of like really young Roman Reigns with that big Trish Stratus cutout. I just imagine him listening to the song, just staring at it and be like, I want you too, Trish.
Here's the thing. Trish Stratus is one of the hottest human beings that ever walked this planet. She don't need you. Oh man, it's like it's kind of similar to Stone Cold. Like, hey, you know, I'm funny. Get her done. And it's in that same neighborhood of like Trish is doing this to get you to buy something. You know, she don't want you. She doesn't need you.
You pasty, nasty freak.
Exactly. So this song's similar to Rikishi's song. We'll get to that a little bit later.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Like a baby. This song reveals how bad of a singer one can be. I don't know if, Kyle, you've ever had this experience of getting on GarageBand or just like a random DAW and auto-tuning your voice.
Yeah.
And you notice something. It's like, if you sing kind of funny, or to see if it'll correct your pitch, or, you know, whatever, you'll notice that it has a certain sound.
Definitely. I can tell.
So that immediately came to my mind in these two songs, where it's like, that reveals that you're a bad singer, and it's trying to make up some ground for you. And
I could tell that in a few songs, especially one that we'll get to later. Because good God.
As far as my categories here, this goes under bad songs just outright.
Yeah, I'd say the same. It's just bad song. It's really just generic and plain, and like she's not the best at singing. Like, you know, she tried. I really can't like hate on her for that. I think a lot of these guys are just doing it just for the fun of it. But it's like, hey, it's not. I never feel compelled to listen to the song again. So go and get.
Now, Kyle, you watched the DVD that came with this album, right?
Yeah. Did you ever get around to watching the whole thing?
I watched some of it, and I did see Trish Stratus' interview.
Yeah.
But I also watched an episode of Confidential where she talked about the song as well. Do you have any insight from that you want to share?
From the episode, from the thing, there's really not too much. Honestly, like you can, if you just look on Daily Motion, the original CD for Originals actually came with a bonus DVD that just had behind the scenes footage, and it basically is all the same. It's everybody going, oh, you know, I never really sang before, but you know, I'm having fun. When I kind of got over my nerves, you know, I was really doing it. Who knows, maybe I could have a future in this. That's literally the whole thing for everyone. And for Trish, I thought it was funny because you get the like, it reminds me of the behind the scenes of like the Golden Thong Awards in a way, where like they're trying to paint it as like this blatant like, oh cool, this is fun, WWE, great, right? But you could just tell everybody is just like laughing along with you, like they just know how dumb it is, and they're just trying to have a good time.
Exactly right.
And that's just, yeah. Like, she's like, they asked her, like, hey, Trish, can you sing? She's like, yeah, in the shower. But it's like. So.
There was a comment she made. She's like, as far as my song goes, I will compare myself to Celine Dion and Shania Twain.
Yeah.
And the fact that we're Canadian.
Yeah. I love it. She's definitely very in on the fact that she couldn't really sing too well, but whatever. I'll give her props for having fun with it.
Where do you rate this song?
Oh, it's thumbs down. It's not a good song. I just wanna turn the CD off.
Oh, got her.
Got her.
Three, 4. 619. Life is hard, man, la vida es dura. Gotta believe in yourself sin duda. No es chiste, es mi cultura. Si yo puedo con alma pura. Rey Misterio con mensaje serio. De su televisión straight to your stereo. Cada persona tiene sueños. In order to move ahead, you gotta cross the border. They must have thought I was just a little mocoso. And all them haters said, no eres talentoso. Mírame, yo soy misterioso.
Next up on the docket, we have Crossing Borders by Rey Mysterio.
Okay, like, I like, when I first heard it, I was like, Crossing Borders, he's Mexican, that's lame. But Ray actually explains it in the DVD, being like, oh yeah, you know, because crossing borders for me, it's like, you know, I had to cross over from like Tijuana to whatever, and then from here to California, and then whatever, like talking about how he has to go over a lot of borders to kind of get where he's gotten to. But still, that's like a very thin explanation for this song. It's really just lame.
I have no doubt this was presented to him, and he's like, oh, okay.
Crossing borders, yeah.
And so it's like, hey, what does the song mean to you, Ray? Well, you know, Tijuana, blah, blah, blah. You know, it's like, no, it doesn't.
Yeah, and then just like, so if we haven't already said, it's a rap song, and half of it is in Spanish. And I say half because like so many of the lines are like half English and half Spanish. Like, I'm looking at the lyrics right now, and it's like, life is hard, man. La vida es dura. Gotta believe in yourself. Sin duda. And it's like they were like, let's make an English rap song, and then just have Ray jump in and throw down some, like, Spanish lyrics that kind of match, you know?
Right. Is this called Spanglish? Would that be the correct term? Starring Adam Sandler?
I guess so. I don't know. Maybe so.
So, yeah, this song, not for me. I don't know who it would be for. Honestly, it's not a bad sounding song. Like, you know, enough
No.
like dogging on it. It's not a bad sounding song, but
Yeah.
it's not elite by any means.
Like, I think Spanish works really well in rap when it's done well. It's just like Ray is not a great rapper.
No.
That's kind of what it comes down to.
No. It's like he's of the culture, but just because you're of the culture doesn't mean you can exceed in a hobby or whatever that is presented in said culture. So it's like you like rap culture,
Yeah.
you like hip-hop culture, that doesn't make you a good hip-hop artist.
The thing that gets me the most is in the end, it's like, I could, like, for a lot of these songs, I felt like I could imagine what, like, maybe, I don't know if it was Jim Johnston who wrote all these or if it was like a team. I could imagine like what they were thinking in their head they'd sound like and what it actually came out as. Just because specifically in the end of the song, he starts like doing kind of like shout outs to different places in Mexico that I guess were important to him. And whenever like you do that kind of thing, it's like, you expect to be like, yeah, Guadalajara, yeah, you know, like you're yelling. Yeah. But he did not at all. He's just like, Guadalajara, Acapulco, Tijuana. It just sounds so weak.
Which is what Rey Mysterio was in his match against The Big Show at Backlash 2003. That's who we needed, man. Are you kidding me?
That's what we needed. We needed The Big Show to come and sing his own theme, his own rendition.
Well, he already did.
What if it turns out, like, remember, you know, they changed his theme from the world to world. What if that where one was actually a cut track from originals of Big Show singing his own theme?
Oh man, they just been pulling the wool over our eyes.
Exactly. That's how it is.
It is a conspiracy right now.
It's a conspiracy. At Big Show, was your second theme just a cut from originals?
I don't remember if you said this on the show or if it's just a dumb little message you sent me, but there was one time you said, what if Big Show came out? And his catchphrase was just, well, we're going to have a match, man. Like he just introduced everything he said with well.
It's like that's his version of like Ric Flair's woo.
Tell me, Big Show missed out on the money train.
Just I can imagine that, like it's like he has like that rock kind of energy where everybody's just anticipating him saying something. It's like somebody's in his face and then he gets the mic and he holds it out and everybody's like, then he holds it really close to his face and just kind of looks around and goes, well, and he starts going off. Everybody just says it with him.
Oh man.
Can you imagine? God, that would be an amazing alternate universe to live in, where like The Rock stayed mid-card and the Big Show became that big.
Yeah, well, Kyle, I need you to stop being ugly.
Oh no, come on, get
So, yeah, this song, not good. Kyle, where do you rate this song?
I feel like thumbs down's too hard. Like I said, it sounds fine enough. I don't know. It's like...
Well, dude, life is hard, man. La vida es dura. Come on. You know this.
I was born in Califa, soy americano, pero mi vida es siempre un sitio mexicano. But, yeah.
Who's that jumping out the sky?
That's a much better song. Yeah, I feel like giving it a thumbs down would be too harsh, because it's like, if it's listenable, I feel like I can give it a thumbs middle. Like, if this song randomly popped in a playlist of like wrestling music or something, I would not be offended. And so, thumbs middle.
Well, what you may or may not know is that this song is the theme song to No Way Out 2004.
Really?
Correct.
Wow.
Which takes place in SoCal, so I guess they were trying to capitalize on, Ray being there, kind of a Hispanic culture sort of setting. And,
Oh. Okay, I give the song like a thumbs middle pass, but in no way would I think this would be theme worthy. Wow.
Oh yeah, theme song to the pay-per-view where Eddie Guerrero infamously won the title from Brock Lesnar.
Wow.
So there you go.
All right.
On to the next one.
Look forward.
Who would ever in a million years thought to put an acoustic guitar in a guitar stand right here in the studio?
Well, I won't do that again.
Well, obviously not with that guitar. Hey, you can't get all sad about this thing. That's the way things go. Hey, it happens in the studio all the time. Give me that stupid electric guitar and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, now I'm not real warm. I hadn't done my finger exercises. They've been wrapped around a 12-ounce can. But anyway, here's basically what I'm looking for. So just kind of listen to this and check it out. Here we go.
That's rough.
Okay, well, yeah, I mean, that's heavy. That's what I want. I want rock and roll. I want energy. I want aggression. I want violence. But let me ask you something. When I just give you that guitar track, I know you heard it, but did you feel it? Because you feel a great musician. You don't just hear them, you feel them. Did you feel what I just gave you?
I felt something.
Okay, well, give it to me back and let me see.
Here we go. So tell me, This is what you're looking for.
Are you trying to insult my intelligence?
No,
that ain't even close to what I just played.
Would
you try it one more time, please?
Okay.
No. I'll go you one better.
Really,
Pretty please. Would you please try it again?
I'll really stretch the envelope this time.
They don't just stretch it. I mean, push the son of a bitch. Hit it. Now you're starting to get it.
Okay.
Big round of applause.
Okay. Thanks for the guidance on that.
So in this one, it's like another Jim Johnson skit. Austin and him are just going over, and it's basically like Austin just getting upset, like, who put this acoustic guitar here? And he's like, well, you don't need that fudge. Let me get this electric guitar. Willy dilly 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 dilly. And he like, the joke is like, wow, Steve's really good at guitar. And then Jim Johnson's like, okay, I kind of get what you mean. Then he plays like, and he's like, what? You stupid and ugly.
So I have to ask, did you feel it?
I totally felt it.
I felt like changing the song.
I feel like we're underselling these Stone Cold bits because they are fun. It's just, there's not much to say about them. You kind of got to listen to them.
I find them highly annoying.
You find them annoying? I felt like it was fine.
I don't need skits on my album.
I guess I'm just used to rap music because there's skits on like every rap album. You just kind of get used to it.
This is purely a cash grab.
Oh,
to get you to buy the album.
More, yeah,
what?
Totally. I mean,
Stone Cold's
to me,
on this album.
I feel like, how people are always like, if you're on a pay-per-view, it's like, oh, that match is so cool. Oh, they're just doing like a mid-card match next. Oh, that's like the palate cleanser. We got to come down before we come back up for the bigger match. Like those are the palate cleansers, but instead of like for good stuff, it's for bad stuff.
Right. The thing is, if you were a wrestling fan with a working brain, you would know Stone Cold can't sing after Bad Blood 03 when he changed the last event to Pigpen Fun.
Pigpen Fun?
So that's on you, man. If you bought this expecting Stone Cold to sing, come on.
It's the Booker Man, y'all. Can you dig it? Yeah. Yeah, that's it, man. Can you dig it? That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Can you dig it? Yeah. Can you dig it, sucker? Yeah. Can you dig it? Yeah, it's all real. You can find me center stage, center of attention. Booker T's here like Vin Diesel's triple accent. On the count of 3, I want y'all to spit it. 1, 2, 3, can you dig it, sucker? Yeah, doing it like it go. Doing it like a G.O. go, baby. Can you dig it? Can you dig it, sucker? Time to chant, more the man. Hey, scuffle with me, not a good plan. I gotta show the world a better way for the youth. All eyes on me, cause Booker T's the truth. Wherever you stay, can you dig it? Booker T, put it down, man, as simple as that. Yeah. No more drama in my life. Yeah.
It's like the song sounds like there's like 3 or 4 Booker T's in the studio.
Exactly right.
I mean, it's like all these songs, not all the songs, but this is another one of those kind of similar to We've Had Enough, where it's just him kind of being like smart-assy and aggressive and just being like, hey, you gonna come up to me? I'm gonna beat you up, fool! And that's basically it. I really can't remember any lyrics from this song because it just sounds so muddled. Like, it sounds like Booker T is having a good time.
Dude, it almost stops, like, halfway through. It's like he does one verse, and then it's like he's just talking. You got one solid verse, and he's like, yeah, man, I'm the champ, and stuff like that. Yeah, yeah, And then it kind of fades back into a song, but, like, that whole middle chunk. Yes. First of all, it's really dated in the fact that this sounds like an 80s Will Smith rap song. And also in the fact that nothing says 2003 more than Booker T's here like Vin Diesel, triple X'in'. Oh, man. You did not think that through. Whoever wrote that.
I like the lyric, don't be fooled because he bruised. Booker T the type to come speak at your school. I guess trying to be like, hey, I know I talk tough, but I'm a nice guy.
Wipe your shoes when you come in the house. Ha 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 ha.
Woo! Ha ha! I respect women when I'm on a date. I take them to the park or maybe a museum, and I only try to kiss them if they're ready. Woohoo! What? Say what? Help out your mom and dad by getting a job so you can help pay for school supplies. Woohoo! Say ho! Wipe your shoes on the mat when you come in the house. Someone just clean that floor. Woohoo! Say what? Ha ha!
This has the vibes of Smokey Robinson's Gangbangin'. Are you familiar with that song?
Mm-mm.
The lyrics are, if I remember correctly, smoking that smoke, doing that dope, gang banging. And it's basically a PSA. I think he had to make this song because he got in some sort of legal trouble.
He made like a Be Good Kids song.
Exactly right. This is what this is right here. Man, this ain't about guns and drugs and ill thugs. This is about making it better for little cuz. I can appreciate that. You know, Jerry Lawler can listen to this song and say, you know what, maybe there's something about that Booker T that I wasn't seeing all along.
We're getting these lyrics, or I know I am. I sent you the link, but it's from Genius.com, you know, the place that kind of also partners like with Spotify to do lyric kind of stuff. And I guess people can contribute their own annotations for lyrics, and specifically that, man, this ain't about guns, drugs, ill thugs, it's about making it better for little cuz. Somebody put just a whole history of Booker T for that. Like, prior to becoming a wrestler, he was a convicted felon and served 19 months in his 5-year sentencing, armed robberies at Wendy's and restaurant in Houston, Texas. And it's like, okay, just put his whole biography there, fine.
That's what that line meant, dude. Didn't you know?
Yeah, there you go.
So, yeah, I'm going to file this under racist because, first of all, Booker T is not a singer. Y'all just got him to do this song. Y'all wrote this. Booker T didn't write this. And to make him do this, to kind of perpetuate or propel this whole narrative, it's like, oh, yeah, Booker T, you know, former convicted felon. It's like, that's not what we know about Booker T. This is what you pushed for WrestleMania 19. And we won't get into all that, of course, but it's like,
I know.
We want to view Booker T as like a cool, you know, respectable role model guy. We already know that he is. We don't have to be reminded that he held up a Wendy's? Is that what you said?
Yeah. He held up did some armed robberies at Wendy's in Houston, Texas.
Which is awful, you know, but he paid his debt to society. Let's move on.
Yeah, for real. Man, yeah, honestly, think about it. It's like in his WCW days all the way up to WWE, it's like he was just like, oh, he's just a really talented, cool, charismatic dude. And then it's like at some point they're like, wait, he went to jail? Well, let's use that. And it's like became the crux of his character for a while till it just kind of got really tiring.
Yeah, that's not what we know about Booker T. And
Get it.
I don't want to excuse armed robbery, you know? Like if I'm going to give Nathan Jones guff about it, I should give Booker T guff about it.
Oh, yeah, totally. But, you know, like you said, you know, it's time's passed. He served his time, you know.
Yeah.
He didn't kill anyone.
I'm glad no one got hurt. So, where do you rate this song, Kyle?
It's really hard. This is like a song that, I don't know, every time I hear it, I'm conflicted. Just because it's like, Booker T has an infectious energy. However, I really can't say the song's good. So it just gets like, you just barely get a thumbs middle.
I regret to inform you, Kyle, this is not the last we'll see of this song.
Oh no, is it another theme?
Guess we'll find out.
Oh no! Are they just trying to push this album for the rest of 2004?
Guess we'll see. Maybe beyond.
Okay, I guess we'll see. WrestleMania 20. Can you dig it? No.
Hold on. Before you get started, I have something to say.
Whoa, before you get started, I have something to say. I don't suck. 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 I know one look is depressing to see, 'cause you know you can't be better than me. Start at the bottom and long for the top. I'll always be here to make your dreams stop. I've got it all from head to toe. Looks, brains, class, you'll never know. Second place is the best you'll ever do. Be happy with that before I do worse to you.
Oh my god, we're getting to the most, I guess, notorious track on this album. I Don't Suck, Really, in parentheses, by Kurt Angle. Good God. It's basically like this song is like supposed to be in character like Kurt's response to the fans, you know, just saying how, you know, I'm better than you and you know it and you're just jealous of me and I am amazing all over and you just can't be what I am and screw you, I don't suck. But Kurt Angle is like, I couldn't even imagine what the song was originally supposed to sound like because Kurt Angle is so terrible on the mic that it's like this feels more like a skit than it feels like a song. The only parts where it's anywhere close to singing is the chorus, and it's all played to Kurt's theme. So it's like, I don't suck, I don't suck, I don't. But you can clearly tell that entire chorus is so terribly auto-tuned. It's so bad. So when he hits that high note, that I don't, like it just sounds like a robot saying it, you know?
Yes.
And then for everything else, it's like, this is like very accurate. I'm not overdoing that. He's like, I know one look is depressing to see, 'cause you know you can't be better than me. Start at the bottom and long for the top. I'll always be here to make your dreams stop. It's like so bad. He can't keep a tune to save his life.
I mean, hey, he's the only white rapper in tune with the brothers. You know this.
Oh, God. Shut up.
So, yeah, the real meat and potatoes of this song here is the rap portion of it, where he rhymes better with more better. It's like this body when wrapped in leather, and then again, perfection, and it gets no better. So not one, not two, but three betters. It's the triple better. Woo! Woo, 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 woo. So yeah, bad song, right?
Oh yeah, totally bad song. Like I suggest everybody go hear it just for the sake of being like, wow, this exists, and then you don't have to listen to it again. It's really bad.
But what if I told you?
Yes, this was a theme. Shut up.
We should view this song a little differently.
Yes.
Imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Kurt Angle in a WWE musical.
Mm-hmm.
And Big Show just said, go ahead and starve, and slammed his door, right?
Yeah.
You know, you have someone brush by Kurt. You know, he's been neglected this whole time, and he's like, hold on. Before you get started, I have something to say. And then grand scale, trumpets, horns, dancers, all sorts of stuff come out. And he starts singing this song to where he wants you to understand he doesn't suck. You know, it's a personality delivering song. It's presenting Kurt Angle. This would be ideal for a musical. It's awful. But hey, like, if it was part of like a musical, I mean, come on. I think that would give it a little more weight, right?
I mean, I guess I see what you're saying just because the structure of it, being that it's a song that is a response to a direct question, gives me musical vibes. But I don't know. It's like if it was somebody playing Kurt Angle that could actually sing, maybe. But Kurt Angle in this situation, no, get him far away from the microphone.
Yeah, this is just bad.
All alone in my bed tonight, I find myself dreaming of all the things I might do to you and do for me behind closed doors where nobody else will see. I know when I get you alone, there's gonna be trouble. Just hope that I don't lose control. A heart fantasies and dangerous dreams all have my head spinning in a world of schemes.
When I Get You Alone by Lita.
Okay, I've been dying to get your take on this song.
I hate it. This is honestly we rip on Kurt because like, you know, he can't sing, but the song is fun for what it is. Like it's worth a listen. But this is just like, I just hate this song. I don't know what about it. It's just like the lyrics are lame. Lita can't sing, and just like her voice is also a little whiny, and it just sounds lame. Like, I call you up on your phone, you're gonna see my big butt cheeks. Whatever the lyrics are, I don't know. And it's just, ugh. Like,
Yeah,
honestly, I listened to it once, and every time that I have gone back to listen to the CD since for the review, I've skipped this song.
Me too.
I hate this song.
All alone in my bed tonight, I find myself dreaming of all the things I might do to you and do for me behind closed doors when nobody will see.
Do for you and do for me.
So once again, we see one of the WWE divas fantasizing about somebody. You know, Lita is the girl next door. You know, that's fair to say. She's not in real life. She wouldn't give you the time of day, but you know, I would believe that that's what her character is. But you kind of notice something in that kind of pattern, and I guess we'll find out with Stacy if that continues. But I feel like they want you to feel like that could be you. Oh man, if Lita just got me alone, if Lita just met me on the street, man, what if?
Oh man. Fantasies and dangerous dreams. I have my head spinning in a world of schemes. So bad. This song sucks.
Now, Kyle, would I be wrong in saying you kind of like the punk or ska or like just kind of like punk rock? Is that a genre that you fancy?
Yeah, I'm pretty cool with punk.
So I was just like, I typed it out and deleted it so many times, but I wanted your take on this so bad because I'm like, is this a good song? And I just don't see it.
No, this song is awful. And I'm guessing like listen to the behind the scenes stuff. Like, the sad thing is, like, she seemed really into it because apparently she was like in a punk band before. I think as a drummer though, and like she was like, oh yeah, we're kind of going for like a, you know, like a No Doubt or Green Day, you know. And I'm like,
oh my
gosh, this sounds like a freaking Dollar Tree brand No Doubt song. Like, it's so bad. Like, okay, folks, listen to this album. You'll have a good time, but seriously, skip this song. You're doing yourself a big favor.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I'm looking this up on Wikipedia right now. Yeah. She formed a band called the Luchagores in mid-2006. And they debuted in September 2006 at a rock and wrestling event called Rock and Shock at the Masquerade in Atlanta.
Rock and Shock.
And they released their self-titled debut CD September 11th, 2007. She contributed vocals to the song From the Shadows from Recognize, the debut album from a UK band. So, yeah, a lot of obscurity there. But, yeah, I had no doubt she was into this because she did have that background and would continue that as we just read about.
I don't know. Maybe give her the benefit of the doubt. Maybe her other stuff's better. I mean, if it's anything like this, it's probably not. But
I have heard things, and they are not pleasant.
Okay, then no. I'm sorry. Sorry, Lita.
I do know that I'm not a huge fan of punk rock. Like, and I think it's from like commercials and stuff, where it's like, oh, let's go. It's just like, no.
Well, that's like the most overused song in the world. God,
that's what it reminded me of. And so I'm just like, bleh.
That's what she said. I remember she specifically, I think, cited No Doubt, Green Day, and Ramones in inspirations for this kind of song, and it just sounds like a garbage version of all that mixed together.
Is it any coincidence that they all broke up after this?
Specifically because they heard the song inspired them.
When I get you alone, please don't. Just don't get me alone at all.
Please, I want to be in a crowded room when you're there, so I can have a room.
So I put this, one of two songs I put under this category. Songs trying to be good, but are bad.
Mm-hmm. We haven't really, I guess, brought this up as an option, but if this were a regular review, this song would get a Brother Sucks.
Oh, man. Yes, 100% agree.
There we go.
Sorry, Lita.
Sorry, Lita.
Thanks for the big gazungas.
Oh, yeah.
Where were we? We're gonna
I was
agree on
asking you about the lyrics.
Yeah.
I was just wondering if you're okay with them. You know, I mean,
These aren't the lyrics that I faxed you.
Well, I got your facts, and I just wanted to clean up the lyrics a little bit.
Clean them up. You completely rewrote the song.
I didn't rewrite the song, Steve.
You're insulting my integrity as a songwriter, Jim.
I think I...
You say my songwriting sucks?
No, it's great. Really great idea.
Now you're patronizing me.
I'm not.
There you are.
I just wanted to...
First you think you're better than I am, then you chop my song up, you ridicule me as an artist, then you patronize me to make me feel better.
I was just, sort of making a few simple grammatical, just kind of tightening up the prose.
Now you're saying I can't speak right, my grammar's bad.
No, I tried to maintain the integrity of how Stone Cold Steve Austin speaks, which is certainly beloved.
Beloved? That's patronizing again. You're trying to make... what you're trying to do is saying that I sound stupid.
I don't think I changed the lyrics that much, but if you like your version, then let's just do that.
You keep pushing my buttons. What's the big hurry here?
Have you
ever really created anything, Jim? It takes time. And now you're trying to push me into doing these vocals? Do I feel like singing just right now? Boom? No. It might take just, a couple seconds to get ready. I have a real problem with trying to be creative with someone who won't cooperate with me.
When would you like to start singing?
I'm going to drink his damn beer, and then I'm going to start singing. Okay. I'm going to sing my damn heart out, as a matter of fact. Okay. You're not just going to hear it, but you're going to feel it.
What do you mean, feel?
So you changed the lyrics. The next skit in the Steve Austin saga. What happens here, Kyle?
Basically just Steve Austin getting mad again. I can't remember exactly what happens this one. Honestly, they all kind of blur together. It's more or less like we've said, just like, Jim Johnston, you're trying to do your job. It's not up to my standards. I'm sorry, Steve. Oh, it's not good enough. The end.
So yeah,
anyways.
More of that funny ha-ha stuff.
More of that funny hee-hee-tee-hee stuff. Whatever. Next.
what happened here. Tell me how I should feel when my life seems to be in disarray. I feel you testing me with all your fantasies, and you try to kick me down, but I won't stay. 'Cause you don't know me. I've been through all this hell before, seen it all and more. Think I'm gonna fade away. You don't know me. You think you have the upper hand, well that's not my plan. Stronger now, I see the truth. You just don't know me at all. You tried to manipulate. Well now this is your fate.
So next is the best track on this whole album. You just don't.
I wouldn't say it's the best, but it is.
Oh!
It's the most competently sung.
Yeah, You Just Don't Know Me at All by Lillian Garcia. Which is, I have to sing the song to Kyle sometimes because he thinks he knows me. And so I have to go, on this day, you just don't know me at all. So, take that, dude. You freaking Mark.
Oh, dude, I want to throw down.
Oh, man. Come on. So anyway, yeah, Lillian, great vocalist. It's almost hard to say anything, you know, because it's in such like staunch contrast to everything else on the album.
It is. It's really weird. Lyrically, it just sounds like a lady who is like in a crappy relationship, and it sounds like her boyfriend is abusive or something, or at least like just treating her poorly. And she's like, "I'm not going to let you tear me down again. I'm stronger than that." And she sings real well, even though like I feel like her type of voice, like this is very like emotional poppy. I feel like her voice is better suited for just like really grand singing. You know what I'm saying? Like a Celine Dion song.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like if
I
she
don't
sang
know.
if she sang "My Heart Will Go On" or something, I feel like she'd do really great at it. And then this was she was good. I just felt like this kind of song doesn't fit her, but she did a great job. You know what I'm saying?
All this stuff I've seen from Lillian in her, solo stuff, which I haven't dived too much into, don't get me wrong. This is the kind of stuff she does.
Weird. It's probably just what she likes. She probably just likes kind of poppy stuff. But like I said, her voice just sounds really grand. I just see she'd be better suited for like really big vocal stuff or like musicals. I think she'd do really good in that.
Yeah, I think they probably like, hey, you wanna get on this album, and she was probably really eager to do it.
Yeah.
And so her and Jim kind of just knew that it'd be good, so they just kind of made a good song.
Yeah, and it's a big shame because she is one of the people who is not featured in the behind-the-scenes DVD, which is a shame because she's like the most vocally talented one on the album.
That's messed up.
That's messed up. They just wanted to show people who had titties.
Like Blubber Ray Dudley. But the only gripe I have with this song is that something about it sounds echoey. And it sounds like she's singing it in like a minor league baseball park or something.
I don't know. Maybe it's just I don't know. Yeah, I get that too. I don't know what they could have done. She put some reverb on it for some reason. I have no idea.
Like her voice is fine.
Yeah.
But it's of the minorest of minor complaints. Mm-hmm. So one of two songs I put under this category, actually good songs.
Yeah.
So Lillian, good job.
Yeah, just on its own merits. You know, it's not my kind of song, but it's competently done. It's not terrible. It's not bad. It's good for what it is. So I give it a thumbs up.
Ole, Eddie.
Órale, chavito.
Looking good, Holmes.
Ah, you too,
Not as
vato.
good as me, baby.
You wish, ese. Hey, check it out, huh? Watching the hand, look at the mamacita walking down the street,
Hey, baby.
Wanna ride in hard road rider?
We got the Latin heat for the ladies. We lie, we steal, we cheat, we fight. You get beat. We got the Latin heat for the ladies. We lie, we steal, we cheat, we fight. You get beat. What's up, ladies? It's Chavure.
We came to have fun.
And we're ready.
To get down.
Up next we have We Lie, We Cheat, We Steal by Eddie and Chavo Guerrero.
It's hard to even judge this because it's hard to even call it a song.
Yeah, it's more of a talky track.
Yeah, it's really weird. It's like the whole song beat is basically their theme song. Or at least trying to sound very similar. Kind of like the Kurt Angle thing. But the whole... how does it go? I have to look it up.
We got the Latin heat for the ladies. We meet, we lie, we steal, we cheat, we fight, you get beat. Not gonna lie, I like this song.
Yeah, I don't hate it. Like, every time I listen to it, like, I like how it sounds, but it's not really a song. Because, like, whenever it goes to the chorus, like, that's singing. But then when it gets to the other parts, they're just like, hey, Chavito, you like my lowrider? Oh, I like mine better. Let's see if we can get this girl in here and look at her boobies and her sweater. You know?
Basically, yeah.
Basically just that.
I will say, like, the first line of the song where they're like, hey, it's Chavo and Eddie. It makes me feel like the secondhand embarrassment, like I'm watching like a children's program and it's like, hey, I'm Barney. It's nice to meet you. Like you're listening to like just a silly song from a children's program. And it's like, ugh.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can relate to that or not, but
I totally get that.
but I actually do like this song. I found myself okay, it's bad. We'll just say it's bad. But I found myself I found it getting stuck in my head. And I know those words off the top of my head. We got the Latin heat I was like, oh, screw this album, man. I don't want to
Just
like
stuck in your
this
head.
song.
I'll say, like, for me, that was a song a little later that kept getting stuck in my freaking head.
Oh,
We'll get around to it. Do you?
So,
might not.
I
You
put
might
this
not
song under songs that, when viewed differently, are good.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I'd say I give it, like, just strictly for entertainment value, I give it a very, very loose thumbs up. You know, it's fun to hear, even though there's not much substance. It's just like, just Eddie and Chavo just doing their shtick, but it's audio, so it's, you know, fun for what it is.
Yeah. You know, this really brings out their bond as a tag team. And, you know, there's just nothing that possibly can break that. Like, you feel that in this song.
For real. It's so weird. That's the thing is, whenever I watch, like, Eddie and Chavo stuff, when they're just hanging out, they seem like such good friends that it's really weird that it's, like, uncle and nephew. Like, I'm in no way close to my uncles in that way. So, I don't know. It's unique.
Well, I mean, they're basically the same age. I think. Yeah, like...
Well, I mean, I figured that much. It's not like Chavo's, like, 12 years old, but...
That's not what I was implying, but... Anyway.
I know. You know, everybody, everybody. You know what I mean?
So, up next, I lost my voice. Actually, I think that's a good place to take a break. So let's take a break, listen to our sponsors, and we'll be right back.
See you later. Ooh.
I was born just after the bombs fell. This was my playground. These were my toys. A girl does what she can to survive. Then the Brotherhood came, and everything changed. The Brotherhood is the law, or the closest thing to law that anyone's seen in a long time. Harsh times call for harsh methods. Someday, we'll rebuild a civilized world. Until then...
You want something done right, do it yourself. WWE Originals, 17 original tracks, featuring Chris Jericho. With cuts by Stacy Keibler, John Cena,
My discipline is unforgiving. Got you backing up in the defensive position.
Rey Mysterio, and many more of your favorite WWE superstars. Pick up your copy and receive a bonus 30-minute DVD with special footage of Stone Cold Steve Austin. WWE Originals drops next Tuesday, January 13th.
Be enough. Brock, I'm gonna break your neck. Hardcore Holly, Brock Lesnar, the WWE Championship, WWE Royal Rumble, live in 2 weeks, only on pay-per-view. Forget about forgiveness.
You forget who run things around here.
You ain't gonna like how this ends.
On January 16th. Whoa. The only way to survive.
I'm on his head by midnight. This just keeps getting better and better.
Is to break every rule.
Does it have to be this much fun? Damn right.
From the producer of The Fast and the Furious and SWAT.
Let's ride.
Torque.
You messed with the wrong chick! Looks like you did.
Rated PG-13. Starts Friday, January 16th.
Yes, I did it and I'll do it up. Time and time again, you've been
Pepsi Blue, a fusion of berries with a splash of cola. Pepsi Blue, it's a blue thing.
So the next one we have is from Fozzy frontman Chris Jericho, and Don't You Wish You Were Me. And I will preface this by saying the behind-the-scenes DVD thing was mostly useless, but Chris Jericho's part was fun, because it was just him being fully in character and just having fun with Jim Johnson. And it was obvious that Jim just kept cracking up whenever Jericho was around. But it's basically just like, imagine a Fozzy song, but it was just all about Jericho's ego. And that's just what it is. Just like about how cool he is and how it's like, oh, I'm the focal point of everyone's desires.
Kyle, I need to know, what do you think about Jericho as a vocalist?
I feel like he's not bad, but he has his limits. I feel like as he's gone on, like, you know, I've listened, at one point I was like, you know what, I'm going to listen to the Fozzy discography, because it feels like they've kind of become bigger than they ever were more recently. And their newer stuff, it's like, I feel like Jericho understands his limitations. Like, his vocals are good for, like, yelling and more, like, mellow, straightforward stuff. But whenever he tries to, like, I don't know, deviate, it just sounds kind of amateurish. And so this song is a mix of that. It's like some of it, like the beginning doesn't sound good, but then when it gets to the chorus, I think it sounds good. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like the "Don't you wish you were me"? Like, I think that sounds good. But other stuff,
I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah?
I'll agree with you. Fozzy, over time, you know, they gotten better. You know, I think Judas is a good song. And, yeah, their more recent stuff is tolerable, but, man, especially around this time, Jericho's not a good singer. And perhaps it's because he didn't know his limitations. Maybe that's a reason. But Jericho, I feel, and kind of his feelings kind of leak this out, that he's really defensive about this stuff, and he wants to be seen as a respectable singer.
Yeah, it's so weird. Like, if you, I remember, sorry to cut you off, folks, but it reminds me of a story I heard about, like, one of their earlier albums. Like, somebody gave it a bad review, and they, like, mailed them crap to basically be like, haha, you gave our album a bad review, screw you, you know? And it's like, come on, just take it, you know?
As in literal poop?
No, what was it? I'll look it up and I'll get back to you.
I
on
thought
that.
you said mailed them crap. I'm like, dude, that is so messed up.
No, he made some kind of witty comment like, oh man, they're about as bland as mayonnaise, and so they like mailed him a bunch of mayonnaise packets or something. It's something along those lines. I'll figure it out.
That is so incredibly lame. Oh my gosh.
It was very lame.
So Jericho this year got into Twitter beef Sebastian Bach from Skid Row.
Why?
Because I forget. First of all, Jericho like admires Sebastian. Like apparently this guy is kind of like a douchebag, and nobody likes him.
Oh, you mean Sebastian Bog?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, I could have told you that. He's just kind of like
I don't know much
slimy
about
dude.
him. So he was
What a
going back and
band.
forth with Jericho for whatever reason. I forget why, but he's like he accused Jericho of faking his
I guess
vocals.
Skid Row. That's what it is.
He accused Jericho of faking vocals, and so Jericho, he put up a video of him like harmonizing, just like raw, unedited, and it was bad. He's like, "See, I'm not using auto tune. It's like it's very obvious. You need it."
I look and see it's not just me. So many others have stood where I stand. We are the young, so raise your hand. They call us problem child. We spend our lives on trial. We walk an endless mile. We are the youth gone wild. We stand and we won't fall. We're one and one for all. The writing's on the wall. We are the youth gone wild. Let it get wild. Yay!
And I think the worst, like, thorn in Jericho's side is when he left WWE shortly after in the summer of 2005 and went on that 2-year hiatus. Around that time, he entered onto a singing contest. And it was like, a celebrity singing contest. And he was the first one eliminated.
Oof.
That's a pretty big mark on the record there.
Yeah.
And so I say all that to say, I thought whenever Jericho sang, it was kind of a joke. I didn't think he was trying to be serious. And when people would say, "Oh man, I've heard you sing before," like use that in promos and stuff, Big Show comes to mind. I was like, yeah, I thought it was a joke, but no, he wants to be viewed as a respectable voice in the singing community. That's why he flexes all his musical friends on his podcast and goes into these beefs on Twitter. He wants to be viewed that way, and I'll give him props and say that he's come a long way, but he's Chris Jericho.
Yeah.
He's always just going to be Chris Jericho. Nothing exceptionally great. I just don't think the song is very good. And so I put this under songs that are trying to be good but are bad.
Yes.
But I will say, this song does remind me of the YJ Stinger commercial where they take this song and like make it YJ Stinger lyrics. And I always enjoyed that commercial. He said something like, "Don't you want to be free with Rage Raspberry? Don't you wish you were me? Catch the buzz, feel the sting." Yes.
Don't you wanna catch the buzz? Dude, increase your memory, not illusion. It's temporal to see, and sometimes it makes me laugh when I see your reaction. Knowing it's good to feel the sting. Don't you wish you were me? Everything that should be. Don't you wish you could be the king of energy? Don't you want sugar-free Rage Raspberry? Don't you wish you were me? Catch the buzz, feel the sting. YJ Stinger, the Extreme Energy Drink.
Brought to you by the manufacturers of Stacker Tube.
I do not remember that whatsoever.
Oh man, I love that commercial. But anyway, where do you rate this, Kyle?
Thumbs middle. It's enjoyable enough. Like I never found myself skipping it, but I couldn't help but be like, yeah, Chris Jericho isn't as good as he is now.
Oh, for sure.
Sure.
You're impeding the progress of this recording because you won't drink a beer.
No, I mean, God,
I love the way you sit there and you act like you're not being pushy, but you're being very suggestive. But you're being suggestive in a very pushy way.
Why don't we look? Let's just.
You got a
just-
resume. I might want to see your credentials before I sing.
Maybe-
What have you done?
What have you? Well, I wrote your theme.
Da da da
Yeah.
da da da.
Yeah. I did.
Yeah. See how I'm getting ready to sing?
Yeah.
Yeah, you wrote that, didn't you?
Yeah.
And I love that you put the glass in. I always kick ass.
Yeah, thank you very
Genius.
much. Thank you very much.
I know. And then after I say genius, I finally get to meet you and hang out with you a little bit. And I'm thinking, what a fucking moron. And then when I think about it, anybody could have went, da 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 da. Anybody could have done that.
Yeah, but
I'm going to tell you one time, and this is going to be the last time. Did you get a beer?
Okay, I'll get a beer.
There you go. It's funny. If you'd have got a beer 5 minutes ago, we wouldn't still be doing this 5 minutes later.
I got a beer. Okay, here we go.
Just because you got a beer in your hand.
Well, you said get a beer, and I got a beer, so I figured that maybe that'd be enough.
You're probably the dumbest smartass I've ever seen in my life.
How
can I be creative when I'm starting to feel so violent? I'm telling you right now to drink a beer.
No. No, but...
Don't eyeball me.
I'm not eyeballing.
Look at me. Don't eyeball me. Look at me. Don't you understand that you can look at me and not eyeball me?
No, I don't.
Yeah, there's a difference.
Okay, sorry.
You're disrespecting me verbally. I see it in your eyes.
I'm not.
I'm ready to do this vocal when you drink that beer.
No.
What?
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 So I don't...
What?
I don't want a beer now. Don't want a beer now. Don't want a beer now. Don't want a beer now.
Drink a beer.
Look,
drink a beer.
Steve, take your beer and stuff it right up
Drink.
your...
Well, you relax now.
Okay, so next up, drink your beer. Segment number 4.
This one was like Steve Austin being like, "Hey, so I gave you a beer, Jim Johnson. I noticed you ain't drinking it." And he's like, I don't want the beer right now. I'm fine. He's like, "You're gonna drink it?" And he's like, "No." Okay. And then he bashes him over the head with a can and knocks him out. He gives him a concussion.
Oh, jeez. All right, well, I guess we'll see if he survives this. And
He gives Jim Johnston CTE.
This world is crazy. Holding on tight, trying hard just to keep control. Don't let go. But don't worry, baby. I'll show you tonight a way to soothe your soul. Come on, baby, let's go. Oh, I know you're aching, baby, but I'm gonna hold you tight until you stop all this shaking. Put a little ice on it. Oh, listen, baby. Put a little ice on it. Like a baby, like a baby. Put a little ice on it. Feel the smooth. Put a little ice on it. Oh, baby, like a baby. Everybody's running.
Oh gosh. So the next song is a love ballad, kind of similar to a song of like Barry White, by our man Rikishi, and it's called "Put a Little Ass on It." And it's the thing is, it's like the song isn't bad. It just sounds like a Barry White knockoff, and Rikishi's good enough at the role. But what gets me is just the chorus makes no sense. It just feels so shoehorned in there because lol, it's Rikishi, he's got a big booty. Because it's like the lyrics, it's like, here's the first lyrics, like, the world is crazy, holding on tight, trying hard just to keep control, don't let go. And it's like him just trying to like, it's it's a love ballad. It's him just being like, yeah baby, things suck, but I'm gonna make it better with my loving, And then the chorus is, put a little ass on it, oh baby, baby, put a little ass on it, like a baby. And that also confuses me, because like for one, put a little ass on it, that makes it sound like, it's like, oh coach, I fell, I skinned my knee, well put some dirt on it, like put an ass on it. And then like a baby, are you saying like, oh babies got smooth asses? So it's like baby ashes, I guess. I don't know. This makes no sense. But it doesn't stop the song from being fun, so.
Right, and I think that's one thing we should remember in reviewing this song.
Yeah.
Is that, it's dumb fun.
This song is purely just the pop Rikishi fans. It is not trying to be a musical masterpiece in any way, shape, or form.
And I'll admit, as a Rikishi fan at the time, I was really excited for this album and because of the song. I was like, "Oh man, Rikishi! I bet he sings good. I bet this makes the album right here because I love Rikishi." And so, man, after listening to this song, to bring back my point of auto-tune and obvious pitch correction, this song is, to me, the biggest culprit, the biggest perp here. And this feels like someone took a popular song and got pushed onto stage to do karaoke.
God, you're right. Oh man, that's exactly what it's like. It just sounds like a dude singing karaoke.
And kind of what I was talking about earlier when in rap songs, when you feel like someone's trying to get to that next consonant or that next just trying to get to that next word. Like here in the first few words, this world is crazy, holding on tight, trying hard just to keep control. First of all, that's a mouthful, and I feel like Rikishi did that in one take. I can't confirm or deny that.
Honestly, like a lot of these lyrics, as I've looked over them, just seem like kind of clunky in parts. Like there's all first draft, you know? It's like they didn't really think of, if they say this, it's kind of going to be like, mumbly, because they're just trying to get it all out. Now, screw it, who cares? They're going to buy it.
But yeah, you can just see how little effort he put into harmonizing. Because it's like if you can do it, like if you can do it in a mocking way, it's like, "Oh, listen, baby." Like it's like that's what it sounds like.
And it's funny, like I feel like this is actually like a second draft of the song, or not like a second draft, but a second mix, because if you watch the DVD, it had backing vocals in it, where some person who sings much better is kind of going like, "Oh, baby, baby, oh, yeah, put a little ass on it," kind of like in the background. But I guess they were like, that better singer is overshadowing Rikishi. Let's just take it out. People just don't care. It's a song about ass,
And that's not the idea with this album or song.
Exactly.
So, yes, I put this under my category of just outright bad songs.
Yeah.
But the funness of it can't be overlooked.
Yeah, it's a very fun song, but it's so dumb. It's bad, it's poor, but you'll get a little chuckle out of it.
Don't you just want to dance?
Dance. Dance.
Talking forever, closer together, wanting to be with you more and more. Isn't it time to go to the floor? Dance. Why can't we just dance? Why can't we just, Why can't we just dance? Why can't we just say that you want me? Say that you need me. Isn't it time to walk the walk?
All right, on to the one that I'm most looking forward to. Why can't we just dance by Stacy Keibler? Go ahead, Kyle.
Honestly, like, I don't hate this song. It sounds just like they were like, well, let's make like a knockoff Britney Spears song, and then we'll just, make it more of like a dance song and auto-tune the crap out of it. And honestly, it kind of works. Like, obviously, like, Stacy Keibler can't sing. Like, if you just actually listen to the vocal parts, she sounds super flat. And so they're like, all right, we'll just technotronic the crap out of it, to the point where it kind of is passable.
Wow, okay.
Like, I don't know why this is the song that you were just like, oh, but I know you were wrong.
I thought you were.
This is the song that was like stuck in my head the most. Just like, why can't we just dance? I don't know. It's not
funny
terrible.
story. I was listening to this
Certainly
album.
not the worst song on the album by far.
I was listening to this album yesterday morning on my route, and I got out to deliver paint to this guy who's waiting in a parking lot for me, and we were gonna trade, or I was gonna give him his paint. And I thought I paused the album, and you know, when you get riding on the highway in Texas, things can get really loud, so you got the radio up pretty loud. And I thought I paused it, and I get out and I'm trying to deal with him, and this dance. I'm just like, oh my gosh, you know. So that happened.
I get it.
So that happened.
That's hilarious.
I think this song
like dancing?
I think this song is garbage. And you know, I don't expect it to be good. It's Stacy Keibler. She likes to dance, which is really summed up in the way she says, "Why can't we just dance?" over and over again.
I will say it's like none of these. Like, there's a few pop songs on here, and I feel like this is the one that's like kind of the most middle ground. Like, I honestly like this better than I Just Want You, because I feel like it's listenable. But
okay,
it's certainly not like a great song or anything. It's just passable.
I gotta differ with you there. I think I would rather listen to Trish's track than this one.
Your vote decides. Vote in the comments. No.
That's interesting. I didn't expect you to like the song at all.
No, it's I don't know, it's not terrible. Whatever. And then as far as like lyrics, I mean, it's basically just like, hey, I want to be close to you, so why don't we just, you know, dance, you know?
I will say, back looking at the commercials back in the day, this was one song that did have me intrigued just based off the 3 seconds they had played it on whatever commercial, whatever. But
it's fun.
I'll give it that.
I'll say this because I already brought this up to you, but I'll bring it up for the sake of the listeners. It's funny watching the behind the scenes stuff when it gets to Stacy Keibler. Like, this is the most normal I've seen her in the WWE programming. Like, she's just wearing a t-shirt and jeans. She looks like a completely normal person. And then, like, you know, she's talking about dealing with Jim Johnston, and, you know, she's obviously, like, kind of nervous and shy about this whole thing. Like, she obviously does not sing, but she's just doing it because, you know, hey, it'd be fun, you know, whatever. They want me to. And Jim Johnston says, like, the most, like, genuine, nicest talk about her I've ever heard in WWE stuff, because he's like, you know, Stacy, you know, I really like working with Stacy. She's just really cute. She has like a really like innocent, kind of like schoolgirl quality to her, you know, just really sweet and nice, you know, just like being complimentary, like on a human level. But then they juxtapose that with like footage of her from the Golden Thong Awards where she dressed, where she, stop playing! You're next, shut up. Anyways, sorry, I have my Spotify open just to check the song tracks. Anyways, they juxtaposed that footage of her in the Golden Thong Awards dressed as a schoolgirl with him talking about how she's innocent and schoolgirl-like. And I'm like, come on now. They just can't let go on the freaking buttholes and stuff. It's like Jim's being too sweet. Show her butt cheeks. And then Coach is the narrator for the whole thing, and he's like, well, Stacy, I can say on behalf of all of people across the world, I would love to dance with you. I've got an erection.
That last part was ad-libbed, huh?
No, that was part. He said it.
No, they just let it through, right?
They just let it. They're like, yeah, well, Coach is saying what we're thinking. Let's go ahead and keep it.
All right, well, now it's time for the last song of the evening.
It's Basic Thugonomics by John Cena and a trademark.
So, you think you're untouchable?
Word life. This is Basic Thugonomics. This is Basic Thugonomics. Word life. I'm untouchable, but I'm forcing you to feel me. Word life. This is basic thugonomics. Word life. I'm untouchable,
full, but I'm forcing you to feel me. Whether fighting or spitting, my discipline is unforgiving. Got you backing up in a defensive position. An ass-kicking anthem, heavyweight or bantam, holding camps for ransom. The microphone phantom, teams hit the floor, it's the new fight joint. Like a broken needle, kid, you missing the point. We dominate your conference with offense that's no nonsense. My theme song hits, get your reinforcements.
And this is the song I feel is the best song.
Are you familiar with the trademark?
No. He's just a guy who's friends with John Cena, as far as I know.
He was very prominent on John Cena's rap album that came out in 05.
Mm-hmm.
And it's his cousin.
Oh, it's his cousin. I knew it was something weird like that. Because, yeah, it's like... isn't his main You Can't See Me album, it's labeled as John Cena and the trademark, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's just weird. I didn't know they were cousins. Wow.
There you go. And he also made an appearance on TNA Impact.
TNA parading across the line.
Where he was the love interest of Karen Angle.
Wow. Why?
And it all led to a Vince Russo elaborate ruse angle where they were all in it, all together. Oh my gosh, swerve!
A Vince ruse? Oh. Ooh.
Yes. So, basic thugonomics. Yes, I could totally see why someone would rate this as their best. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, what else is there really to say? Everybody who's, like, even if you've never listened to this album, you know this song. It's just John Cena's, I guess technically his second theme, his first good theme. You know, where it's, the whole word life, thugonomics. Like, I love this song. It's probably my favorite John Cena theme and one of my favorite themes overall. I don't know, I've just always loved this. I can probably rap most of the entire thing just from memory. It's just on my active, like, just my regular music playlist. I've always loved Basic Thugonomics, so of course it gets my gold star of the night.
Wow, okay. I will say, yes, this song is very good, and most people associate this song as the better rap Cena track, other than "Time is up, my time is now," obviously. But, just
cheeks.
This is a good song.
Yeah.
This is a good rap song, and I feel like Cena's rapping ability goes really underrated.
Yeah, he's actually really talented. Like, his You Can't See Me debut album isn't very great, but I mean, his ability is there. He's always been real solid.
He did a track with Wiz Khalifa for like WWE 2K15 back in the day, and it was actually a pretty good song.
Really?
Like,
I had
you
no
didn't
idea.
You didn't listen to it and were like, "Oh yeah, that's just a hokey song with a wrestler trying to rap with Wiz Khalifa." It blended really well. Cena held his own.
That's just that pokey.
And I feel like when that came out, a lot of people were like surprised by it, because they're like, "Oh, well, Cena's actually a really good rapper, and he still has that ability."
Mm-hmm.
So good on him. The famous story is Stephanie McMahon told him to rap about, I think it was like a yogurt cup or something she was eating, and he did a freestyle rap about it, and that's what propelled his character to be the white Vanilla Ice rapper. So I almost don't feel it's fair to call him Vanilla Ice or compare him, because Cena is, a freestyle guy, whereas Vanilla Ice, he was more of a hip hop guy. Like, he was a rapper, like he rhymed his words, but Cena, I feel like, was more of the time. Like the
Definitely,
03,
yeah.
04, like, he fit in with like the Fabulouses and the Nellies and all that sort of stuff. Like, he fit in.
Yeah.
That's what made him so cool. He fit in. It wasn't uncool to look at Cena.
Yeah, it's honestly, like, I love his heel, like, Dr. Thugonomics character, because it's like he got a lot of heat for being just a white rapper, just on the premise of just the concept to a lot of people is just really laughable, but he was actually really talented, and you just hated him because of his cockiness,
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I loved to hate Cena back then. And then I loved to love him. And then I loved to hate him. And now I think he's just a pretty alright guy overall.
Well, you're relaxed now, aren't you? Laying there like a little pile of trash? And I tried so hard to come into your studio and be gracious. You know what? You look thirsty. Why don't you go ahead and have that beer right now? Boy, doesn't that taste good? Is that good? It would have been so much easier if you got to drink it with your mouth, but you wouldn't listen to no Stone Cold, would you? And now that you've had your beer, man, I feel like singing. Let me see here. Just press this record button. I should be good to go.
Hey, you're knocked out. Oh yeah, how about you have that beer now?
And he just pours it on his corpse.
And he's like, all right, I'm ready to record my song now. I'm going to press this record button.
And that's that.
And he presses the stop button, which effectively stops the album.
Yep.
That was WWE Originals, the album. And it sucks.
Yes.
So bad.
It's not good. And the thing that makes it kind of upsetting is, like, since they take it all very seriously, like, or I guess seriously to the extent of, like, they're trying to make a great, like, compilation album for fans, it can't even really be, like, so bad it's good in a lot of ways. Not entirely. It's like, when I think of an album that I think is so bad and good that it's good for, like, wrestling, I just think of, like, that Hulk Rules album from, like, the early 90s or late 80s or whatever. Yeah. Where it's like, it's a lot of rap rock with Hulk Hogan. Like, that song is so... That album, the entire album is funny. But this is just... eh.
So, Kyle, I would like to, before we hang up here...
Yes.
I would love to read some reviews at the time written by fans on Amazon.
Amazon. Ooh.
So this one comes from Michael Taylor, February 19th, 2005. So 1 solid year after. He says, advice to Vince McMahon, never try this again. This compilation features some of the WWE's wrestlers performing their own songs, and just for that fact alone, this CD is doomed to failure. Let's face it, these guys can't sing! Only tracks that are even worth listening to are the Dudley Boys, John Cena's, and Chris Jericho's. Everything else is just laughable attempts at making music. Stone Cold skits, which are stuck in between songs, are quite funny. Because the music is stupefyingly bad for much of its running time, you could almost say it's so bad that it's funny. If you like WWE's music, buy Theme Addict instead.
Yeah. That sums it up. Just stick with the theme CDs.
This one says, mind-bogglingly bad. Bogglingly bad. I don't think that's a word. By Timmy Sullivan.
Timmy.
These are wrestlers, not musicians. Other than Y2J, Lita, and Lillian Garcia, there is not one good singer on this CD. One of those are debatable.
Yeah.
Cena is a great rapper, but even he couldn't save this hunk of crap. I love me some pro wrestling, but my gosh, keep it out of the recording studio and keep it in the ring. Thank goodness.
Patting himself on the back for that line.
Says, thank goodness I only paid $1 for this CD. Seriously, there was this benefit for a needy family here at a local CD shop. Brought a bunch of brand new CDs you could get for $1 donation. Strangely, they had like 3 cases of this CD here. Oh, and Kurt Angle should change the title of his song to I Do Suck at Singing, in parentheses.
So lame.
So yeah, those are some of the reviews. Yeah. That was WWE Originals, and I hope this review holds you all over until our Rumble 04 review, which is coming very soon, comes out. And Kyle is doing everything he can to stifle that. He deleted the file. We actually recorded it, and he deleted the file. Like he said, I don't want this out. So, guys, we have to work against Kyle here, honestly.
More or less. Like, we keep all of our stuff in a big server room out in El Paso, Texas. It's like a big one. It's like water-cooled. It's from Google. And we actually had the entire Royal Rumble 2004 roster as special guests. It was incredible. It cost us a lot of money. But in the end, I just wasn't satisfied with it, and so I went and smashed all the copies of the Hammer. So, sorry guys.
No, we're getting back rolling into things, and Jake actually was working in the election, counting ballots and stuff, and so he's been a little busy, as you can imagine, this time of year.
Mm-hmm.
But he is recently freed up, and we're going to try and get this episode done in the very near future and get it out to you guys. I've been studying, I've been doing my research, my homework, and just getting ready to get in the booth and do it. But we hope this holds you over. We hope this gave you a laugh. And if it did, why don't you leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts? A little goes a long way, and we would really appreciate that. So subscribe, give us a 5-star review. Subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Twitter at RuthlessPod, Instagram, Facebook, all the same. We would love for you guys to interact, follow us. And if you're feeling generous, give us a donation. In the description link to this podcast, you'll find a link to donate to the show. You can donate 99 cents, $5, or even $10. And we got to shout out Amy and Nate the effing great for laying down the cheddar. And we appreciate you guys. Even if you guys just give a one-time donation, we'll always be thankful for you guys. Shout you out whenever I think to. But we really appreciate you guys. And as you can tell, I have enhanced audio quality thanks to listeners who've donated to the show, and maybe a little plasma donation here and there. But yeah, this doesn't happen without you guys. So definitely appreciate it. We would do this anyway. This is almost a time capsule for us, just to remember and laugh and have fun conversations. But we want to put out a product that you guys can enjoy and that you can laugh. And so we appreciate all you listeners for sticking with us and joining us on the Ruthless roller coaster.
Mm-hmm. And we're going to open a P.O. box soon. Be sure to ship stacks of hundreds and pizza rolls.
That'd be pretty cool. I'm not going to lie.
I'm not going to lie. I want some pizza rolls.
So yeah, in the meantime, follow us, rate us, do all those good things. And in the meantime, I'm Levi.
And I'm Kyle.
Reminding you to
stay ruthless.
What? That's say it again. Stay ruthless. I'm gonna kill you. Ah!